Bob's Hood. What's up, guys? Well, I'm feeling quite a bit better today. Yesterday was one of those days where I just felt like crap. I had a headache and everything. Not good. Didn't go away till I got home, so I didn't play any games or nothing, dude. Feeling like crap. But anyway, today's subject was a comment one of my friends made. I believe it was Stampede Gaming. Shout out to Joe. Go check out Stampede Gaming. If you guys hear rain in the background, I'm sorry. Let me bring you closer. So yeah, the subject was, are we ever going to be too old to play video games? He was talking to me about something else, and he said, yeah, I don't know how long I'll play video games for, but you know, I think I'll play as long as I can, or something like that. And I thought, wow, that'd be an interesting thing to ask everybody. So will you get tired of it at some point? Will you be done playing at some point? And I guess I could tell you where I'm coming from on this, and I will not stop playing until I can't anymore. You know, so if I'm 60 years old, you bet your ass I'll be playing, you know, for sure. So unless my hands just aren't working or my brain stops working and I have some sort of terrible problem or something like that, pending all that, as long as I can play, I will still play. And I believe that I will probably still be playing retro, because I just don't see it ever stopping. There's always something to play. My backlog, every year that goes by, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, you know. As many games as I take down, there's always more. There's always tons of games to go back to, No Death Run and things like that, so if I wanted to replay them. I mean, my No Death Run list just grows bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm just on a sort of hiatus from that right now, because I'm trying to take games out to just get through them first. And then I'll go back and say, oh, I wanted that No Death Run and that No Death Run, you know, and I'll write them down on a board or something like that, and I'll start taking them down, you know what I mean? I just needed to get through games, because No Death Runs you could be working on for like a week sometimes. Sometimes you can get them done real quick. Like there's times that I'll beat a game and then I can No Death Run at the next run. But it just depends on the game. But some of them that I was picking, I think could take a little bit. So yeah, we'll see what happens with all that. But as for playing games and being into games and watching YouTube and everything like that, I think this is just what I like. And I was also talking to a friend about this, that, you know, everybody has their different outlets on life. Some people are really into like volleyball and softball and bowling. Some older guys play soccer, and they're in all of these competitive leagues and stuff like that around where they live. Some people are really into like fantasy sports, like fantasy baseball, fantasy football. But my outlet is video games, and I used to be really into softball, and then before that was baseball, and I was on like 3 or 4 teams, and then I played tournaments on the weekend with tournament teams, and so I was always playing, you know. So that was my big outlet. I played video games also, but I wasn't as serious about video games as I was with sports. With sports, it was my big thing. Well, now, because of having kids and being married and stuff like that, you have to kind of pick and choose and make time for what you want to make time for, right? We bring that up a lot on this channel, like the time you make for things. Well, I felt like I need to make more time for my wife and my kids than I do making time for softball or bowling or something like that, especially when they started getting into activities and things like that. Like at one time my kid was in baseball and they did karate and swimming and all this stuff, and so I wanted to be there for them instead of worrying about my own, you know what I mean? So I kind of had to quit, you know. I just didn't have time for all of it, and when you try to have time for all of it, it can actually create problems at home, you know what I mean? To where, well, I'm never home. I'm on these 3 or 4 teams during the week. Megan's having to take care of, at the time, just the one kid. But she's having to do everything, and it's just creating problems. I can sense that there was tense in the house, you know. And so I just thought, you know what, this is going to be my last year. I got to just stop, and I got to figure something else out. And that's when it became, probably back in like 2009 or 2010, it became a thing of, I'm going to start playing video games more. And I started getting way more competitive with video games. And first it started out being competitive on like Call of Duty Modern Warfare and MLB 2K and Madden, things like that, where I'd play online. But then it started going, hey, I want to play those retro games, and so I turned on my old retro games. I started playing those. And then it's turned into this thing of, I never finished this one and this one and this one and this one, and then I'm just getting through them. And then pretty soon, hey, I'm going to beat this without dying. It's a no-death run. I'm going to do a no-death. And then YouTube came along, and then that's all she wrote. I've been recording it. I love having a recording of it all. And like I told you guys, YouTube is like a journal to me. It's not all about subs and views, and really I don't care about that stuff. I don't even look at that stuff, to be honest with you. How many likes I got, or I don't really care. It's all for me. And to be honest with you, and it's like a journal of my stuff. And I like to actually save it all on a hard drive, which I do. I have an 8 terabyte external hard drive that I share, or I save all my stuff to, so that all my runs are always captured, And that's what I like to do. I like to go back and watch how I did things, and I've literally went back and watched my own streams before. Isn't that weird? I'll pop on one of my old streams. I just watched one the other day where I beat American Gladiators. And I wanted to see what I did, And sometimes I look, wow, man, I remember that. Holy cow. Or sometimes I don't remember it. And like my Bionic Commando No Death Run, I forgot I even did it. I literally it went out of my brain. I didn't even remember it. So watching it was like watching some new video. I was like, what was I doing? And I'm just blowing through this game. And I'm like, holy cow, I really got that down. You know what I mean? Like, I must have been working for a while on this. I was freaking zooming through the levels, man, and it's just interesting. But anyways, that's how I am, and so I could never see myself stopping, because that's my outlet. That's my competitive thing now, I don't do anything else competitive, Everything else, I just watch sports on TV, and even that's becoming less and less and less, because I don't have time for it. I either watch a 3-hour baseball game or I play games, and I'm going to choose to play games every single time, So it's just only 24 hours in the day, but you have to pick and choose what you're wanting to put your time towards. And when I have time, I like to play video games, And this is why I don't watch a lot of movies. I don't watch a lot of shows. I don't do a lot of that because I play games, So yeah, I don't see myself ever stopping unless my hands just can't take it anymore, or I get some sort of sickness and my brain's not thinking the way I used to, or anything. But even if I became crappier, like I was having a lot of harder times doing good and beating games, I don't think I'd quit though. I think I would just understand, not doing NDRs anymore. I guess I'm just gonna be playing through games, and that's what I would do. Because I can't do it like I used to. That's probably what I would say. But I'm 37 right now, and I don't see myself ever stopping. I really don't. It's my thing, man. I'm extremely passionate about it. I love it. And yeah, unlike sports, video games doesn't really have an age. You can just keep going, man. As long as my hands work, So heaven forbid I do anything stupid. And like saw a hand off at one point or something like that, and I guess I'll be all right. But yeah, let me know in the comments when do you think? I mean, do you get kind of tired of it after a while? I mean, is it kind of already wearing its time? Is retro becoming like not so fun thing to you anymore, or will you move on to newer games? Will you play more Xbox games and PlayStation 5 games and Switch 1 or 2, whatever it's going to be called? Is that what you're going to do? You're just going to move on to new games? Or will you forever be playing NES, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and doing speed runs and what are you going to be doing? What do you think? I'd love to know. Yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting to think about, though. because I think that's something we don't think about very much, and time just keeps flying by us. I can't believe, I was just thinking the other day how I'm 37 years old. I'm pushing 40. That's crazy, man. That's insane. 40 is kind of a high number. That kind of sucks, But still young at heart. Still liking to do my stuff. Still liking to have fun. I don't see it stopping, anytime soon. But yeah, good talk. But I guess that's all I got to say about that. Hope you guys are doing well. I will be back to streaming soon. Probably Alien Syndrome on the Sega Master System. I haven't been able to do any runs of it because I didn't feel good. But we'll get back to it. But much love to you guys. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good day. And God bless.